Hi, Myra with Boutique Paint. Today I'd like to show you how to make a trivet out of a tile. I picked this tile up from Lowe's and I like the shape, so I thought it would make a great trivet. We're using the Kindest Regards stamp from Iron Orchid and the butterfly stamp, and they're black ink. So I got the butterfly all ready to go here. And I'm going to go ahead and get it stamped up, inked up. And the reason why it looked like it was inked up already is because it was, because I started the video and the butterfly moved around on me and made a smeary mess. So, two things. If you accidentally move it around because this surface is a little on the slippery side and you make a mistake, you don't like it, pull it up, wipe it down with a baby wipe real quick, and it'll come right up. Dry it off before you stamp it again. I'm not using the bottom here, the writing, because I'm using the Kindest Regards stamp next. I don't need it. Put this down carefully. Try not to move it, and then just kind of tap it lightly. I'm going to actually hold it in one spot. So the first stamp I did with this on this particular tile was a little smeared, and they will smear a smidge. The other tile I didn't have quite the same problem. I think the chalk is maybe a little bit thicker, and so I think that made a difference as far as smearing. I'm gonna set my finger there. Yes. There we go. So as you can see, there's a little bit of blurring there, but not bad. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a blow dryer and dry it before I go any further. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I took it inside. I don't have a hairdryer out here to dry it. And I kind of was looking at it from the side to see if it was dry or not. It looks like there's still a few spots that are maybe a little wet, but I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I would suggest, if you don't, use a heat source to dry the ink, that you wait 12 hours maybe to let it dry. Once again, I didn't have the same reaction with the liquid chalk, so maybe a paint would dry faster also. So I'm going to mask now, and you might have noticed with some of the new designs that they come with the masks. And if you're not familiar, masks are basically a blank of the image so that you can cover it up, so then you can stamp over it. This one did not, my version of it did not have the mask with it. So if yours doesn't, then what you can do is you can just stamp the image onto a piece of paper or cardstock. If you think you're going to use it over and over again, I'd say do cardstock. It'll last longer. So basically you're just stamping it, and then you're cutting around the image, and it doesn't have to be perfect when you cut around it. We're just going to set it down over what we have best as possible. And then I'm going to take the Kindest Regards stamp, and I'm going to ink it up. I'm also going to use black for this. Got that far up. And then once again, we're just gonna gently press. Just take a peek. Yep, that's what I want it to look like. I'll lift straight up and lift that So basically what the masking does is it makes it so that you're not stamping another image right over the top. So next, I'm going to put this one aside because it is wet, and I want to keep going with the video. And I'll bring back over my black one here. And I already painted the sides with the gold ink, or gold paint, and I get a non-stinky ink. I know the sisters love their highly toxic gold paint, but I don't really love to be breathing that stuff. And basically I just went over the edges, but I'm using a foam brush, so a little bit of it's going on the front because I'm pushing a little bit on the hard side. So a little bit of it will round the corner and go onto the front. And this is actually just the second coat of this I'm putting on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over, and this edge I'm also going to hit with a little bit of gold. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to put some felt on the back side of this, and I'm making it a little bit smaller than the shape of the tile. And that way, if somebody flips it over, they don't just see a tile. Actually, I think I'm going to put this on this to keep it from the gold from smearing on the back side. And what I did is basically I put the tile down onto a piece of felt, took a Sharpie and went around it, and then when I went to cut it, I cut it a little bit smaller than the outline, just to so it's not sticking out. It goes on kind of like that. I don't know if it's my cut job or if these are a little uneven. Oh, it's a little bit better. I'm going to take some craft glue. This is just tacky glue. Okay. The reason why you want to put felt, there's two reasons. You don't want to scratch if you're on your dining room table. You don't want it to scratch the surface. Also, it helps absorb the heat, because the heat of like a pan would go onto the tile, and then it would transfer the heat onto like your table, and you don't want that. It's not good for wood. I might have gotten a little carried away with the glue. And there we go. Great gift idea. A little wonky over on this side. Not bad, but you can see why you wanted to paint that a little bit, just to cover up where maybe the felt wasn't going. Flip this back over, and my fingers are in the gold. And there we go. Well, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. And you can find any of these products at our website at www.boutiquepaint.com. Thank you.